Hello and welcome to the Komi Cast podcast, where we will be covering Komi, comparing manga and anime for this anime adaptation and going into the manga once the anime finishes. I'm your host Joshua, and I'm joined with
Eric, Komi is my
and
goddess.
and we will be covering episode one today of the anime, which covers chapters 1 through 7.
Yeah. I only watched episode one. I don't remember if two is out yet or not.
Um, Not yet, at least not yet for here in the States.
Okay. Um, but yeah, episode one was good. I liked it. 10 out of 10.
And that's the end of the review today, folks. Thank you for watching. And
Yeah, that's
but in all seriousness, no, episode one was honestly really good. Like,
yeah, it was very straightforward adaptation. Like they didn't really deviate that much, but
yeah,
that
but
wasn't
I
a
mean
bad
that,
thing.
yeah, no, it's not a bad thing. But yeah, no, I mean just yeah, so how do we okay, just going off of it, like well, obviously it's very different compared to the manga because the manga style differs so differently from the anime, like when the manga was first beginning.
Yeah, no, that was one of the things that was interesting because like I started reading it when did I start reading it? Like back in like a year ago, like October, September of last year.
Yeah, I think like about a year ago or so, yeah.
Yeah, so I've been reading for about a year, and I read it from the beginning till I caught up to it, which I think I caught up during winter break.
Yeah, during the winter break trip.
Yeah, and then I've been up to date ever since. Uh, and every time I think back to the beginning of Komi, I always picture it looking a lot like Komi today. And so rereading it for the show, and I'm just like, oh,
Yeah,
this
no,
is different.
the style is definitely like different. It's more smoothed out. It's like more rounded and whatnot.
Yeah, it was
If I had
very
to describe it,
the old one or the new one.
the the uh the new style is more round than the original.
Yeah, yeah, the old one. I don't want to say it's bad, but it's definitely
It's
like
it's
rough.
it's not bad, but yeah.
It's rough around the edges for sure.
Mhm.
Um,
I mean,
like
if you yeah, I mean the one shot was even like I wouldn't say rough in design, but more of just like I don't know, the eyes seemed like really spread out even more than they are normally.
yeah, like we can like throw two pictures on like side by side probably. Um, give myself more work, but like it was
Well, I
it.
mean, there is that perfect panel from one of the more recent chapters with showing Komi throughout the years.
Yeah, I think I found it. Yeah, so like the hair, especially to me, the hair is very flat and just hangs down there, and it doesn't have like the iconic Comey shape that we
Yeah,
all kind of
yeah, that we all know.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um, Tadano looked like he was on some type of drugs.
yeah. I don't know. Tamaro's face, like in the original or so, well, it's very like it's the basis of how it looks now, but just I don't know. There's something about the way the eyes were laid out and his face structure just made it look kind of weird.
Well, and it's weird too because I don't want to say that the eyes are more detailed, but also they seem more detailed if that makes sense.
I mean, in the anime for sure.
But yeah, but I
If
mean, even in the
but
manga, like the
I
eyes have
guess
definitely
yeah.
gotten bigger in general, and they've done more to define the eyebrows.
Hmm.
Um, well, not the eyelashes. I mean,
Hmm.
um, and like before, like they were kind of like very like rectangular and thin, and now they're very like wide, not necessarily like squarish, but like you know what I mean. It's a general.
Hmm.
It
Yeah,
looks more
they're more
typical anime.
defined.
Yeah. Um,
But yeah.
I
So,
was definitely happy
anyways,
the Comey went with the newer and didn't try to make it look like old Comey.
yeah. Well, I think that was the only way it really could have gone, really,
Yeah.
because just the newer art style is more recognizable, I think.
Yeah. Oh, his yeah.
Um,
I found some image comparing the one shot to chapter 257, and
yeah,
you would not even recognize Comey.
it's night and day.
Yeah.
It is night and day. But yeah, no. So I guess just like to cover a brief synopsis of the episode, if you haven't watched it, right, you here to go watch it, check it out on Netflix. It's pretty good.
Everyone has
Um,
Netflix,
yeah, so you should
and
be able to check it out.
if you don't, you
Uh,
know where to go.
yeah, yeah, we aren't gonna say where, but you know where to go. Um,
we would
yeah,
never recommend that. That
no, never.
support the official,
Yes,
but you know
like
if
we'll
you
be
don't want
putting in
to,
the description.
you might have to do
Um,
that because I probably will forget.
don't worry, I'll fix it. Like I do with all our descriptions.
I need to go back now.
Um,
Um,
yeah, no,
the
sorry, I'm just
summary of the
yeah,
episode.
summary of the episode. I
It's
am
chapters 1 through 7, I believe.
yeah. And it's a pretty easy just sum up because we'll go a bit more in depth just on like the things that we liked, but mostly it's going to be talking about like I think animation and how it's adapted. So
Yeah.
not to mention the plot's pretty simple. It's just basically Tadano like comes to school, learns about Komi, and then due to happenstance, he learns that Komi can't communicate and wants to make 100 friends. And so he decides to become her first friend in order to help her achieve that goal.
Wait, Komi can't communicate. Roll credits.
I don't, well, yeah, I guess I do say that. I do say
Yeah.
that in the first episode.
You also said it, so
Well, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so just going into it, so what did you think about just like the little additions that they did in like the anime and whatnot?
so for those of you wondering how we did this, we watched the show, then we read. Sorry.
Yes.
Um, and so they added like these little like Mega Man like jumping and then dying with Tadano, and then Tadano leveled up, gained 3 points in understanding. And then they had Tadano tried to run, but he couldn't. And I was like, I
That
love
that
like
one was actually part of the chapter
yeah,
though.
I forgot all of the so I forgot all of that. So I was like,
The
I these
last
little
the
video game
last one was
editions.
actually like the last one was part of the chapter. The other
Yeah.
three
And then
were
when we
anime
read it, I'm like,
additionals, but
yeah, like we read it, and I'm like, I forgot this was in here, but that's hilarious.
yeah, no, I
I
forgot
love the
that
little video
too.
game.
Yeah.
Like all the little video game stuff was really funny. And I'm like, I forgot that the first one was in there, and these other three were great and like well timed and really added to the joke.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. Otherwise I really like what they did at the end as well with the like the going through of the like the oddballs and all that, like misfits and that dialogue and what monologue and whatnot.
yeah, no, I like that too because you think it's gonna be like the stereotypical romance anime ending where it just zooms up in the sky and plays beautiful music, and then it just goes Zawarudo. It's like naughty.
And then reverses time and then we get like this tracking shot through the school, which I found was like really well done.
Oh yeah, it was a really good tracking shot. And like the fact that they frame it like a JoJo thing with all the characters.
Honestly, people more compared it to Evangelion at the end because like I forget who it was, but there's this one character that does like the infamous hand pose from Evangelion.
It's probably the I forget her name. I forget her name. The gamer girl. She hasn't showed up in a while. Naka Naka.
Nakanaka. I don't think it was her. I thought it was the principal, but I could be mistaken.
That might be. I don't remember. I never watched Evangelion. I never watched JoJo. I never read JoJo. I don't like anime.
I will one day convert you. Honestly, though, you should join me in reviewing JoJo at some point.
No, I refuse. You showed me the toenail panel. I am not doing it. You can't make me.
Okay. But anyways, I mean, there's honestly there's a lot, honestly. I really like the like that they kept like the manga effects and like the narration bubbles and whatnot in there and whatnot.
Yeah, I was so that was the big fear that I saw everyone talk about online of like Komi doesn't really talk and there's a lot of like narration bubbles. How do they make that work? in like a TV show format. And I'm like, I mean, silent voice kind of did.
Yeah, well, I mean, there has also been like other anime with that have characters communicating through other means and whatnot, and I mean, a narrator works perfectly fine in those situations as well.
Yeah, and
I
like
just mean by like they actually kept like some of the text bubble stuff that like had like some of the more funny jokes from the manga, you know?
yeah, no, I know what you mean. That's what I mean. It's like, how do they make it work? They do it.
Yeah,
It's like they don't hold back.
yeah, no, I mean, honestly, a lot of the effects are just freaking insane.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
the when Tadano was chasing out to like hold out for Komi and whatnot, and then like he slides and it's like some of the deaths move because of it and whatnot.
oh yeah. I love how the two of them just like knock over half the classroom.
Well, no, part of it was actually because the crowd that left beforehand, but
Oh, was it?
mhm.
Um, what was I gonna say? But yeah, like it's so funny because having like when I read it, I read the first 7 chapters. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. And it wasn't until I got a little bit later on with like the Najimi stuff that I was like, okay, I'm really on board on this. Um,
Yeah, I mean, it's very much like the first 7 chapters are like kind of like, though we say first seven, it's really like kind of like the first chapter altogether because they're kind of
yeah,
short chapters.
yeah. Well, my thing is like they they are kind of confusing, not in a sense of like I don't know where the story is going, but tonally it's confusing. Like you don't know what type of show you're watching or what type of manga you're reading.
I
Like they had
mean, I felt it was pretty clear, but
no, I mean like they have like her writing her name with chalk and they make it look like it's like an action thing.
oh well, in the anime thing,
Yeah.
I mean that's honestly just to add flair, but it was
No, I
actually
know.
pretty panel accurate. Like I like because I'm on like the Komi Reddit and whatnot. So like I was scrolling through and like they were like, oh wow, look at how accurate this thing is because it actually has her like because like instead of having her like fully walk, it did the thing like in the manga
She
panel
just
where it's basically
bumps
like
up.
stands up. Yeah, she moves up and then and
Yeah,
whatnot.
I absolutely love that. That's what I mean. Like,
Actually, even the
like
teacher's pose, like when she finishes
yes.
writing, is actually accurate.
No, I know. I was so like the teacher's pose. I'm like, why is the teacher like turned on by Komi? And then I reread it. And I'm like, oh, she actually was turned on by Komi.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah. I
okay,
mean, because you see, that's what happens when you're in the grace of Komi sama.
she is my goddess. But yeah, no, that's what the and I'm not saying like it's not accurate to the manga. I'm saying the manga is kind of like all over the place in like genre somewhat.
I mean, I wouldn't entirely say so. It's very straightforward to its slice of life, romantic comedy kind of stuff.
I I don't know. I don't know how to explain it because I'm not well versed in anime, so I can't be like compare it to any anime because I can't think of any. It just has scenes that's like, okay, this isn't what I would expect from a slice of life. This is more something I expect from like something like JoJo or something like maybe I don't know, maybe Demon Slayer. I don't know. I've never seen it.
Well,
It
I
just
mean,
doesn't work.
you see, slice of life can have good animation. It's just if people actually put it like, it's actually if like you get the right staff for it and like they actually
No,
have
it's not
like
the quality. It's what they.
devotion to.
It's like the effects and stuff that they do. It's not the. Let's move on because I can't properly voice this because I don't have the vocabulary.
Fair enough. But yeah, I mean, there's just one other thing that I want to like. I mean, if we haven't kind of mentioned this already, it's very, very accurate to the manga, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. Don't
Like,
expect anything necessarily like new or big or like stand out from this compared to the manga, but it
but
does
like
it so
the,
well.
but it does also like these small things and like that like are like it's like adapting things, but in a way that fits the medium really well
Yeah. So
because they're
like
different mediums. Like, um,
it
because we're
takes the
going
manga and
to
elevates it.
because I'm about to get into like the whole chalkboard scene and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
But they do this thing like pretty like because it's like Tadano is kind of like reminiscing on like some of the things that he's seen about Komi throughout the day. And because like it's shown in like a panel, it's like a flashback of all of these things combined, like that sort of
Yeah.
thing, right? Now, normally some shows would be like, oh, let's just show these flashes on the screen of it. Instead, what they decided to do was they decided to put all those scenes in the windows. And I just
Yeah.
really like that touch.
I noticed that too. And I'm like, this looks amazing. Like
Yeah.
the way that they pulled that off was so like spectacular. And again, it felt more actiony than it did slice of life. Not that that's bad.
Mhm.
And that's what I
Yeah.
think is like it's mimicking other genres while being a slice of life. That's the best way I can put it.
Mhm.
And that's
I
why I
mean, I
say it's
think
totally
that,
confusing. It's just
and I
it's
think
mimicking.
a lot of slice of life comedies with a bit of romance in there kind of like I guess really my best comparison to this anime was is
Kaguya,
Kaguya-sama
of
because
course it is.
I'm sorry, it does have a good animation team on it as well, and they'll do like these whole like a whole bunch of things that are out of their way that is like way extra and beyond the manga, but I freaking love it. Like I love the manga as a medium, but I love the anime as well. That's
You were
why I keep
saying,
on saying I want you to check it out, but you keep on denying me.
yeah, because I only watch one anime a year. This year I gave you two, only because one of them was my favorite video game. You're not getting a third.
We'll see about that.
Wait, maybe Great Pretender.
I guess yeah, technically you did watch it on your own. Anyways, but
Maybe
yeah,
a
no,
fourth.
the classroom scene though, man, was that done so well? Leaving it in
Uh
silence most of the time.
oh yeah, the fact that they didn't feel the need to talk and narrate everything on the chalkboard and just letting them write,
Mm-hmm.
that was great. And I love how you could see the chalk fall off of her writing. And sometimes it was comedic, like when he was like, wait, nobody else has noticed, and you just like see her standing there like, yes, with the chalk
Mm-hmm.
falling.
Yeah,
And
but
other times it
I
looks like
do like
tears. It's just you make
I
like it
thought
makes
it
you
like
wonder if she's crying or not.
I thought like when like both of them were writing chalk and whatnot, and like you see all like the chalk like kind of falling off of it from their writing and whatnot. I thought it looked kind of like snow and whatnot. It was just like
Yeah.
I don't know, it just looked very beautiful. It's all.
Yeah, no, that's what he's like. Sometimes they did it for comedic effect, and sometimes they made it to look very like beautiful and paint a picture of a scene that doesn't even exist. And other times it makes you like during some of the sadder moments when she's writing, it makes it look like tears are falling, and it's just
Mhm.
really well done to give you a
Yeah.
whole range of emotions just from simple chalk dust.
Yeah, no, and the music definitely like helps in that scene as well. It accents the scene so well.
Yeah, I kind of like to talk about just how sad it actually was. Like I forgot just how sad the beginning is, and it gets lighthearted very quickly.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, considering that the next episode is definitely gonna be the Najimi content, yeah, it's gonna
yeah,
get lighthearted pretty quick.
yeah. Well, I haven't reread the Najimi content, but I do remember Najimi being kind of sad at first as well.
No, not at
Because
all.
Najimi is
I
like a like doesn't know how to deal with Komi and like is afraid of Komi.
Well, yeah, but it's more played up for laughs than anything.
Is it
At least that's the
okay?
impression that I got from it. But
It's been a year, so I don't know. I just remember it being more sad, but I could be wrong. But yeah, like and here's my thing too is like I kind of relate to Komi. Like I sat alone at lunch and I struggled talking to people, and I definitely had points where it's like I wouldn't even say hi to people because I didn't know how.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's most of the people on this channel, honestly.
Yeah, so like that's my thing is like I read that and I'm like I can relate to this and I both hate it and I love it and I want her to be happy and make 100
Yeah,
friends.
but yeah, no, it's honestly just I don't know like what else there is like to comment on like this at least at the moment. Um,
It was
I guess
beautifully
there's the
done.
I
It
guess there's the
was
openings and the endings to talk about as well.
yeah. I will say this though, I didn't quite cry mainly because I was watching this with my roommates and they were yelling the entire time, and I kept
Yeah,
telling them to shut up and they wouldn't shut up, and I was kind of pissed at them, but it's fine. Uh,
yeah.
but I almost cried, and this is the only show that I've seen besides To Your Eternity that the first episode almost made me cry. To Your
Yeah.
Eternity, I did cry. That one I blubbered like a baby.
I didn't.
I what so I forget who I was texting, but I was texting someone while I was watching it, and the entire time I was making Tiny Tim jokes. I was like, Spirit, please tell me Tiny Tim survives. Please tell me Tiny Tim lives. And then Tiny Tim died. I freaking
Honestly,
lost it.
honestly, you do need to catch up on that series.
Yeah,
But
I stopped after the little girl died. Not because that was too sad or anything, just because I got busy and I just never got back.
yeah, yeah. I
Also
mean,
spoilers, but it's like the first 5 episodes, 4 episodes.
yeah. I
So
think it's like, yeah, 5-ish. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, yeah, definitely check it out and catch up with it before it comes back for a second season next year.
does it get better or worse?
I don't know.
Like, did I see the best that there was, or
I'm not saying that it gets worse. I'm just more of like after you get through the second arc, the third arc just feels kind of repetitive in comparison to it.
okay?
But apparently, from what I've heard, it gets changed up afterwards. So I don't
Fair
think it's
enough.
like a consistent thing. But anyways, back on Komi. So the openings and the endings.
Um, I really like the song. Uh, the visuals are really good. I think I've already voiced this complaint somewhere else. I just don't like it has weird symbolism. I'm like, I don't see how it's relevant, but you kind of told me that that's normal for a slice of life. So
Yeah,
it had good visuals and
I
a good music.
I send you a lot of slice of life ones where it's just like, yeah, this isn't entirely what represents the show, but we need to make an opening anyways. So
Yeah, because that's what I think is like Komi has a lot of events, and they could have easily thrown in a lot of like even the one-off events, like the like short like no spoken word chapters, and threw those into the OP and be like, that's how we're covering those chapters, and it would have worked just fine.
I think they're going to cover those chapters.
Do
I
you
don't
think
think
so?
it's that
There's a lot
hard.
of them though. There's a lot.
Okay, it's not that hard. You just throw them at the end of like the episodes, like they kind of did like this episode. And it definitely seems like they're going to adapt like one of those smaller chapters towards the end.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I don't because I think you said you watched it twice. I definitely watched it again because my roommates. But there was actually a short thing after the credits. Did you watch that?
Yeah, yeah. No, I did.
Yeah. So we
I
actually didn't
watched
talk
through
about
it
that at
both
all.
times. I mean, it was
I
just like a small thing. It's just
the reading poetry, and then Comey stands up to read the poetry, and then the teacher's like, "I get it. Reading is stupid. Reading out loud is stupid. Everyone silent read."
really I
Uh,
watched through the end and I didn't see that.
yeah,
It
it was
was
there.
maybe it was there. I'm just forgetting.
Yeah, and then there's like a short little thing of like Najmi and Tadano like directing something, and Comey's like standing there and like flips over a notebook that says the end, and they're like, "Comey, you're holding it wrong," and she like has to adjust, and it was cute.
Uh,
It was
maybe
dumb,
I'm
but it was
just
cute.
maybe I'm just misremembering. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it was emo.
And not the American kind that we're talking about.
I don't know because that was Geo 2, so I don't know if we're gonna see that in this adaptation, at least not until season 2. If it gets a season 2, please watch on Netflix. Please, I beg of you. I need this in my life.
Are you referring to that character?
The emo character, yeah.
Oh, emo. Oh, I'm pretty sure emo was like end of first year.
Was she? I hope so.
Yeah, I thought you were referring to the significant character from season two, year two.
Monbuggy.
Hey, not everyone here's read the manga, mate.
Oh, well, I can't mention the name of a character. They have no clue who that person is.
I guess that's true. But
Like that, the name means nothing until you know anything about them.
I guess that's true. But yeah.
Read the manga. Uh, it's good. It gets good.
Yeah, but yeah, no, other than that, what else was there to mention? Oh yeah, we don't see the ED in this episode, I don't think.
We hear the song, I think. There's
Yeah.
definitely a vocal
Hmm.
song, but I don't think we see the animation.
Yeah, not the animation for it. They just do regular credits.
Yeah. Song was good though.
Yeah, no, it was.
Um, if there's anyone that like does singing at all, um, please do an English cover of like Cinderella or whatever the um ED is called.
Hmm.
I was about to call it EP, and I was like, EP is not correct.
Yeah, no, I mean just like listening to those songs in full, at least the OP, I've listened to that one in full. And they had like some English translated lyrics and whatnot, and it's like the lyrics do kind of fit Komi though.
Yeah. No.
um yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. The chalkboard scene was really well
Oh,
done.
the voice acting. What do you think of how that was?
I mean, I'm not a great judge of Japanese voice actors. Um, Obviously, if you watch the original 7 Days podcast, uh, I'm like, I don't know. These aren't they. All I could judge is off the pitches, and that's about it. Um, Tadanoff sounded pretty good. He sounded
Hmm.
about how I imagine him sounding. Komi was stuttered a lot.
I mean, that's what she does.
Yeah, it was cute, but like I can't really rate her voice acting off of that.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have too many characters from this episode at least.
Yeah.
We'll
Um,
definitely have Najimi next episode though.
yeah, like those are like the only two characters you got plus the narration.
Yeah. Which narration is fine.
Yeah. Um,
It fits the show.
yeah, no, it fits the show really well. I thought the narration was great.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for Komitani to come and
Steal the narration role away.
yeah, just be like I want to make a joke, but any joke I'm thinking of is probably way too dark.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
let's just say that the narrator may not make it.
Yeah, they might be replaced.
Yeah. Um,
But otherwise, yeah. I think that about does it though for this first episode.
yeah, I mean, there's more stuff that like I could talk about. Like the hiccup thing was cute, but like all I could really say is that it was cute. It was well done.
Mhm.
It was cute. I think it actually like was better executed here because they really did like focus on her and like they
Well,
changed the
yeah,
sound.
I think also, yeah. I think it's one of those scenes that benefits from having like sound to it, you know?
Yeah, because you they made it so it's a kind of like low like sobbing sound while he's talking, and then he hands her the like tissue or whatever, and she turns around and this is like the high pitch hick,
Hmm.
and it's like okay, like that was a funny reversal on what we thought, and I thought that came across quite well.
Yeah, I mean, because like in the original manga, like it built up well through the pages and whatnot, because like you can see how it could be crying and whatnot. But
Yeah,
I do think it's just one of those things that does benefit from audio.
yeah. No, I think honestly, if you honestly, this was a good way to be like, hey, the first chapters are kind of rough. You could watch this and then read the later chapters, and you aren't missing much. And it probably does a better job telling you
Well, it's
it
not
then.
like you're missing much, but more of like you're able to watch it in probably an easier style to catch up.
Yeah, it's easier to catch up, and at least with the first episode, it's pretty much exact panel to panel.
Yeah, with only like minor additions, like the intro scene and whatnot with Komi
Yeah,
walking to school.
and I think there's really no subtractions either. I think it really is
Yeah.
just small additions.
Hmm.
So that's what I mean. It's like it's a good introduction.
Yeah. No, but other than that, I don't think I have any more thoughts on this episode. You?
Um, it's adorable. and I want more of it in my life. And if this only gets one season, I'm blaming all of you people watching. Go check it out on Netflix. Forget what we said. It's only Netflix.
Yes. And I mean, you better support it because it's the first time Netflix has kind of broken their jail, and it's coming out like only 2 weeks after it started in Japan instead of 6 months.
So support it.
And maybe Netflix will maybe try and get it closer to the release date too.
Yeah, please.
But yeah, other than that, thank you for watching. Feel free to check out our other content, and feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. And
Worship
thank you for
Komi daily.
watching. Yes, worship
Bye.
Komi daily. Bye.